So you're out on the speaking circuit a lot. You're interviewed a lot. You're quoted a lot. I'm wondering what the biggest thing that you think has been taken out of context is this year.
School speech.
More like what you, but.
Okay, yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, I've already. Yeah, but something you've said, like the lesson, that's like a whole nother animal. I think that whole.
That was just a little dumb mistake in a piece of paper we put on the web.
Well, let me ask you about the back to school speech. Were you, you're politically astute, smart guy. I mean, did you see that one coming?
No.
I remember I was here that morning.
I was stunned.
When you were taping the back to school message.
Yeah, I was absolutely stunned. And so that's part of my learning curve.
But the truth is, he didn't even know about that. I mean,
Yeah.
he knew we were doing lesson plans, but he hadn't read them. I read them.
That wasn't. I'm not even talking about that. I was stunned
But
that anyone would be upset that the president was talking to children. That's what I was.
Oh yeah, okay.
That's I'm not even talking about this. Yeah. So I was surprised by that, and.
In retrospect, are you surprised, given?
Well, I think I learned something, and I think the country learned something. That I knew the speech. I know the president. I knew the speech. I know he would never. Not only would he never abuse that kind of opportunity, but I knew he would do an extraordinary job delivering the right message. And I think did I learn something? Absolutely. And I think the country learned something as well. And you saw many of the folks who were initially very critical, apologized or said they were wrong. And so I think I learned something, and I think the country, the country learned something as well.
Do you think that was the department's biggest? I don't even know if this is the right way to characterize it. Misstep or biggest problem in your first year? What would you count as your biggest problem?
That was silly. I mean, so that was
right.
like that
so
was. Did we learn? Did we learn something valuable? Yes. Absolutely.
So what did you learn? Like not to. What do you learn from that? Not to.
Show's just gonna show.
Or to not be surprised by.
Yeah, I think understanding the political context was a piece of it. But I think part of our job is also changing that context. So not playing by the same rules. And that's so much what we're trying to do. And I think it's as a country, we want the president actively engaged in education. We want him caring. We want him talking. And again, not this president, any president. And I think we help to change that. I think we help to change that conversation.
What about something you've said that you think has been misconstrued, or most taken out of context?
I think that's a decent one. I think there are times when I should think I got to be better. There are times when I say something and there's I totally assume people understand the context around what I'm saying, but they'll come up with some crazy thing I've never thought of to worry about, and unless you sort of address it explicit, I should think of a good example for you. Being learning to be very explicit about what you mean, but also as much as you can understanding their concerns before you say it, and addressing their concerns as part of it, or else they can't even hear the message. They're so caught in their own fears or whatever. So as best we can, anticipating the concerns or whatever that folks have, and as part of it, helping people understand that context. And I'm not helping you, but there've been a couple times when I thought I could have definitely done that better. I've learned to do that better.
Happens to me all the time.
You
I mean,
understand what I'm saying? If I'm not articulating really clearly, but And so people say, I'm gonna worry about this, or I'm like, no, I'm totally, this is why we're doing it, is to address your concern, but they couldn't hear what I was doing because they're just so wrapped up in their own concern. So trying to lay out, here's what we're doing, and here's the 5 reasons why we're doing it, and here are the things we're trying to improve. And that's, to do that, this is why we're doing that. And that sort of level of detail.
Seems like every day we have a conversation about trying to say what we're saying even clearer. Can you say it even clearer? And I'm like, it's as plain as English.